What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the return of Fortune's Keep, some new Season 2 content updates, and even what's next for Warzone. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new coverage that's going up over on dkdynamite.com for those out there who prefer additional coverage in the form of articles, and there's plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. As of yesterday, I posted a dedicated video talking about the weaponry coming in Season 2. As a bit of a follow-up to that, though, the usual leakers on Twitter did go ahead and post today that apparently the EM1 laser from Advanced Warfare, as well as the ASM1 SMG, have been removed from the game's files. Now, previously, those weapons were rumored for Season 3 and beyond, which is fairly far away. I still mentioned it in my recent video, though. Apparently, those weapons have now been canceled. So, I'll keep you guys updated on what exactly is happening with DLC weapons for MW3 and even Warzone. But earlier this morning, and unexpectedly, a bunch of content creators did end up receiving specific Season 2 care packages, which ended up containing teasers for the return of Fortune's Keep. So it does look like Fortune's Keep is releasing at the beginning of Season 2. It's unclear if it'll be exactly day 1. If anything, I wouldn't mind if maybe they delay it by a week. They drop Season 2, release all the content that was promised on the roadmap, and then give it a couple days or a week, then rotate Fortune's Keep into the Resurgence playlist. It's also another question if it's going to rotate Ashika Island out. Will they end up removing the oldest Warzone maps first, and then when Rebirth returns, they end up cycling out Vandal? Big question mark as of right now, but with the packages that were received, we do have certain pieces and certain points of interest in the form of statues. So really cool to see that they're teasing Fortune's Keep already. It does look like an earthquake or something went through some of the POIs, because now some of the POIs do look relatively different, especially the castle and some other ones there, as you can see. I'll put as many images as I can on screen of the packages that were open as of this morning. It was recently rumored that following the unfortunate layoffs at Activision Blizzard, some of the developers at High Moon Studio that were remastering Fortunes for the new iteration of Warzone ended up getting let go. So it looks like they may have completed their work on Fortune's Keep before being fired. So it looks like Fortune's Keep is still on deck for Season 2, of course. Now, according to the usual leakers, here are some new pieces of content that will end up being included in the new version of Fortune's Keep. There will be a new intro to the map Spawn. There will be some elimination celebration of some sort. Who knows what that exactly means. There will be a squad elimination streak. So looking like we're going to be getting some quality of life changes, maybe not just in Fortune's Keep, but to all of Warzone, where you get some new features that kind of allow you to hit certain milestones with your squad or individually, and then you get rewards for doing so in terms of kills. Or they could even make it to where these features are indeed exclusive to just Fortune's Keep. I wouldn't mind that either. There's apparently something called a Bunker Buster kill streak. Not sure what that could mean there. There is a Signal public event, and even what is called a Zombie Hunt contract. So that might be tied more towards an Easter egg that may be returning from the original Fortunes. I'm going to bring that up later in this video. And then something called a Research Barge. So it's cool to know that they're not just bringing in a one-to-one version of Fortune's Keep that we saw in Vanguard's life cycle. We're going to see a new version of it with updated POIs, probably new quests, and even a bunch of new features that we've never seen in Warzone before. So hopefully that gets you guys excited. If you guys are like, wait, what about Rebirth Island? They already confirmed many months ago at COD Next that Fortune's Keep is going to be released in early 2024, whereas Rebirth would be in mid-2024. So I'm going to guess if they followed the schedule last year, we had Ashika and Vandal in Season 2 and 4. Maybe Rebirth comes out in Season 4, but I also wouldn't doubt if they just push that back a little bit farther to kind of line up better with Black Ops 2024 marketing in late Season 5 or something. So maybe at some point in the summer. But what's really cool is that one of the statues that were received by a content creator actually does reveal a new point of interest completely that we did not see in the original Fortune's Keep. And the usual data miners did go ahead and confirm that this is what's known as the Retractable Bridge POI. Obviously, that's not the name of the area itself on the new map, but this is a new location that contains a bridge that could be opened and closed. So considering that we didn't have any type of water-based gameplay or accessibility to swim in Warzone 1, I'm curious to see how that's also implemented here in the new version of Fortune's Keep, right? With the new ability to swim, take out a pistol underwater. If you have a retractable bridge that probably has water beneath it, that sounds like a lot of fun, and again, will completely change the way Fortune's Keep plays, on top of the MW3 movement integration. So lots of exciting things to look forward to. Even if you did play Fortunes a couple of years ago, the map was only live in Warzone 1 for like, I want to say 4 to 5 months, not very long at all, and at that time, Rebirth was still pretty popular. So this is going to be a really fresh map to jump into. There's no Rebirth yet, and it'll probably be the definitive Resurgence map for the current iteration of Warzone. I do want to remind you guys that with the original version of Fortunes, there were actually a number of Easter eggs that were live day 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they remaster all of these quests or introduce them even better during Season 2 of MW3 in Warzone. So I'll try to put some footage on screen from one of my older videos, but there were multiple secret rooms you can open up inside of Fortunes, right? One involving throwing a knife at a dartboard, one involving going through and finding wine bottles and placing them in a certain building that opened up a secret cellar, and inside there were some really cool pieces of loot. I mean, I think there were golden plated riot shields and weapons and a bunch of other valuable loot that you could definitely use for endgame, whether it's gas masks, money, kill streaks, and some other bonuses. There was even a graveyard zombies Easter egg that I thought was excellent, because I want to say Fortune's Keep was the only Warzone map that released right away with a bunch of quests that you can do. Verdansk, I don't believe launched with any quest. I think Bunker 11 was added in a later update, if my memory is correct here. And then with Rebirth Island, there was also a vault Easter egg that got added in fairly late into the map's life. I think it was during Cold War's life cycle, but not right away at launch in Season 1. There's also a magic fountain that allowed you to go ahead and exchange cash for, I think it was a series of perks, could be a specialist bonus, or even some kill streaks if my memory is correct. And then there was even treasure you could dig around the map using a shovel if you managed to find that shovel somewhere around the environment. So the map itself was littered with so many goodies. There is just so much being offered at Fortune's Keep that I'd be surprised if we don't see lots of this content in the new version, or at least they incorporate all that content in a newer way, or a better way that incorporates more Easter eggs in the Battle Royale / Resurgence experience. I'm always a huge fan of hunting those and covering them for you guys in some individual videos. Now, I do want to address the elephant in the room before I continue with more details about the future of Warzone. People out there are asking if Fortune's Keep will have zombie support day one. We're not going to really find out that information until likely this Wednesday with the official reveal of Season 2's roadmap and blog post. And I'm saying Wednesday because that's the official week before the start of the season. That's typically when they do market all the new content. That reveal could even be this Thursday for all we know, or as late as Friday. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll be live streaming as much as I can later this week with some potential reveals. But I want to say, if they're going to follow the trend that DMZ had last year, which is that day one of a new Warzone map, you get DMZ support, that would be excellent for zombies, because no matter how many cool features they introduce or even act missions into MW3 Urzikstan, I still don't think that would hold as much value or as much replayability as adding in zombie support for, let's say, Fortune's Keep and then Rebirth later, no matter how they want to do it. Whether it's having tiers 1, 2, and 3 on the map, whether it's having you spawn in and it's just tier 3, whether it's incorporating PvP, whatever the case is, if they add in a new exclusion zone for zombies, that'll be very good for the mode to just keep up its longevity. Considering the Treyarch apparently stepped away from the mode already and it's Infinity Ward and Raven working on it, I don't think fans are gonna really respond well if the only content we get is just on the same map that we've been playing for quite some time. Fingers crossed that even if it's not day one, we do get Fortune's Keep zombie support at some point throughout Season 2. Now, what's also really interesting is that a bunch of quests were also data mined as of recently for Warzone, and I'm gonna guess some of these are not for Urzikstan, some of these could even be for Fortune's Keep. Some of these quest names are referred to as Dragon, Vault, Hallway, Locked Room, Cursed, Race, and even Sandbox. Again, these could even be some terms that now reflect canceled content, things that got changed. Who knows what these quests actually mean, but I'm looking forward to having more Easter eggs to do inside of Warzone. Hopefully they're in both Urzikstan and Fortune's Keep, right? Giving replayability to both maps, giving you more to do than just kill other players and go for some high kill games. Hopefully we get some more Easter eggs to go ahead and uncover that are almost along the lines of the Verdansk bunker Easter eggs from many years ago, right? Those were insane, and there was a lot that you had to do to actually go ahead and solve those, but maybe with the reward of a really cool blueprint, or in this case, maybe an operator skin. Let's just see. But yeah, I didn't forget that we are getting the weapon case and covert Exfil at some point throughout Season 2 of Warzone. It's unclear if it'll be day one. I mean, if it is day one, it might be something that makes sense, since everyone's gonna be focused on going to Fortune's Keep. People out there might not go ahead and play the dedicated playlist to get a weapon case and a covert Exfil, so it might be easier to go ahead and accomplish those tasks on day one of Season 2. Let's just wait and see. But apparently some strings were discovered for these pieces of content. So we have weapon case extraction, extract weapon case from Warzone, weapon case secondary victory, weapon case Warzone victory, win Warzone while in possession of the weapons case, and complete a secondary victory with the weapons case. So it looks like there's rewards for grabbing the weapon case, winning the whole game, or grabbing the weapon case and just using a covert Exfil. It's unclear how the dedicated playlist is going to work, but I'm sure we'll learn more information about that with the blog post later this week. Last but not least, the usual data miners are claiming that the specialist perk for Warzone will apparently be coming in Season 3. So people are speculating that this could mean that we end up getting Rebirth Island in Season 3. I doubt that's going to be the case. I'm pretty sure that they went ahead and just teased the specialist and Rebirth in the same image just for the sake of doing so. It doesn't really mean that Rebirth is going to come that soon. But specialist perk package options are coming as soon as Season 3, which probably means we'll also end up seeing specialist perk tokens, likely also added around the environment for doing certain Easter eggs. And supposedly, according to these leakers, there will be access cards needed for power that are also going to be added in through a future update. So that's probably tied to an Easter egg, but it's unclear if that'll be on Urzikstan or now Fortune's Keep. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the return of Fortune's Keep being confirmed for Season 2 now? How are you feeling about the other content that we discussed, plus the addition of weapon cases and covert Exfil, which hopefully will be on February 7th. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.